being the best of who you are. All of those things brought me back to my own sense of what I wanted to do.
In 1992, one scene changed everything. A single moment in Basic Instinct catapulted Sharon Stone to global fame. But behind the cameras, a storm was brewing. Was she tricked, misled, or was it all part of the plan? Hollywood's dark underbelly was at play. And today, we're diving deep into the truth behind the scene that still sparks controversy 32 years later. Sharon's rise to stardom wasn't a stroke of luck. She left her small Pennsylvania town with nothing but big dreams and an unshakable determination. Modeling was her first break, but it wasn't enough. She wanted more. She fought her way onto film sets, landing small roles in TV shows like Magnum P.I. and T.J. Hooker. Then came action-packed films like King Solomon's Mines. The critics weren't kind, but Sharon wasn't stopping. And then, everything changed when she starred alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger in Total Recall. One scene caught director Paul Verhoeven's eye. Her ability to switch from loving to lethal in a split second. It was mesmerizing, and it sealed her fate. But getting the lead role in Basic Instinct was an uphill battle. 12 A-list actresses, including Julia Roberts and Michelle Pfeiffer, turned it down. Too explicit, too controversial, too risky. Sharon, she was number 13 on the list, but she wanted it. She fought through 8.5 months of grueling auditions. Even Michael Douglas doubted her at first. She wasn't a household name, but when she got the part, she made sure the world would never forget her. Then came the scene that changed everything. A moment so bold, so shocking, it sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Sitting in that interrogation room, Catherine Tremell was untouchable, calm, in control, owning the space. And then, the infamous leg-crossing moment. It lasted mere seconds, but its impact? Everlasting. Audiences were stunned. The press exploded. The world couldn't stop talking about it. But what really happened behind the scenes? Years later, Sharon dropped a bombshell. In her memoir, The Beauty of Living Twice, she claimed she was misled. According to her, the crew told her to remove her underwear because it was reflecting light, but she was assured nothing explicit would be visible. The truth hit her like a freight train during the film's first screening. She was surrounded by agents, lawyers, and there it was. She stormed out, slapped director Paul Verhoeven, and called her lawyer. But the damage was done. The scene was out in the world. Verhoeven, however, tells a different story. He insists Sharon knew exactly what was happening. He claims the moment was inspired by a real-life incident and that she fully agreed to its provocative nature. So, who's telling the truth? The debate rages on even decades later, and writer Joe Esterhaas? He distances himself completely. That scene wasn't even in his original script. He believes it overshadowed Sharon's performance, reducing Basic Instinct to a single moment of shock value rather than the intricate thriller he had envisioned. And then there's Wayne Knight. His reaction during the scene, pure disbelief, became just as legendary as the moment itself. But Basic Instinct's controversy didn't stop on screen. Behind the scenes, Sharon faced pressures that few knew about. And one shocking revelation from her career proves that Hollywood's power dynamics ran far deeper than anyone realized. In 1993, while filming Sliver, producer Robert Evans pushed Sharon into an unthinkable position. He pressured her to sleep with her co-star, Billy Baldwin, claiming it would improve Baldwin's performance. She refused, but the incident left a lasting scar. Another moment where power took precedence over respect. Evans, a powerhouse in the industry, had a long-standing reputation, but this story paints a much darker picture of his influence. Despite these challenges, Sharon kept pushing forward. And then came her crowning achievement, Martin Scorsese's Casino. If Basic Instinct made her famous, Casino made her legendary. Starring opposite Robert De Niro, she transformed into Ginger McKenna, a woman as intoxicating as she was self-destructive. This wasn't just a role. It was Sharon proving she belonged among Hollywood's elite. The film was a smash hit, grossing over $100 million and earning Sharon her first and only Oscar nomination. She described working with Scorsese and De Niro as a dream come true, a test of her ability to stand toe-to-toe with the greats. And she did. But fame is a fickle thing. After Casino, her career took unexpected turns. She starred in thrillers like Diabolique and Last Dance, but they failed to connect with audiences. Yet, there were bright spots. In 1998, she lent her voice to Ants and earned a Golden Globe nomination for The Mighty. Still, Hollywood's appetite for its stars is relentless. One moment, they're on top. The next, forgotten. Sharon Stone's journey has been nothing short of a roller coaster. An incredible rise, heartbreaking setbacks, and an unwavering will to fight back. But just when she thought she had conquered Hollywood, the industry turned its back on her. The late 90s saw her grappling with a fading spotlight. While The Muse in 1999 showcased her undeniable talent, it failed to leave a lasting impact. And then came the whispers, controversies over Golden Globe campaigning, industry politics, and a growing sense that Hollywood was moving on without her. But the real devastation hit in 2001. A brain hemorrhage nearly ended everything. In an instant, everything changed. Sharon was forced to step away from the screen, battling not just for her career, but for her very survival. She later admitted it felt like she had lost her place in Hollywood, a cruel reality for someone who had once dominated the industry. Yet, against all odds, she clawed her way back. A 2003 Emmy-winning guest role on The Practice reminded everyone of her brilliance. But when she tried to revive her film career with Cold Creek Manor and the infamous Catwoman, disaster struck again. The latter was ridiculed, cementing its place in history as one of the worst films ever made. Was Sharon Stone finished? Many thought so, but she wasn't done proving them wrong. With an iron will, she took risks. Broken Flowers in 2005 alongside Bill Murray was a refreshing reminder of her versatility. But her highly anticipated return as Catherine Trammell in Basic Instinct 2 was a crushing disappointment. The film, plagued by delays, bombed at the box office, leading many to believe she would never recover. Yet, she refused to be written off. Alpha Dog in 2006 allowed her to shed her glamorous persona, delivering a raw, heartbreaking performance as a grieving mother. She followed it up with Bobby, a film about Robert F. Kennedy's final hours, proving she still had the depth to command attention. But Hollywood had changed. Blockbusters ruled, and Sharon, once a leading lady, found herself navigating the world of independent cinema. While films like Lovelace in 2013 earned her critical praise, others faded into obscurity. She embraced television, showcasing her skills in Law and Order SVU and the short-lived Agent X. Yet, despite every career resurgence, one part of her life remained unpredictable: her love life. Sharon's romantic history reads like a Hollywood script, passionate, dramatic, and often doomed. Her first major romance with Michael Greenberg ended in heartbreak by 1990. She had brief flings with comedian Gary Shandling and producer William J. McDonald, the latter leaving his wife for her, only for Sharon to send back the engagement ring via FedEx. Then came her engagement to Bob Wagner, another whirlwind romance that never made it down the aisle. But it was her marriage to journalist Phil Bronstein in 1998 that seemed like the real deal, a perfect Hollywood meets intellectual power couple. Until it wasn't. Tragedy struck as Sharon suffered multiple miscarriages, her autoimmune disease making pregnancy impossible. In 2000, she and Phil adopted a son, Rowan, bringing joy into their lives. But by 2003, their marriage crumbled, and the divorce battle turned brutal. The ultimate blow? Sharon lost primary custody of Rowan, a heartbreaking chapter that tested her strength more than any career setback ever could. But she refused to let it break her. In 2005, she adopted her second son, Laird, followed by Quinn in 2006, creating a family built on love and resilience. While Hollywood's love may have wavered, her children became her anchor. And yet, Sharon's impact stretched far beyond entertainment. In 2005, she stood before the world at the World Economic Forum in Davos and, in a spontaneous moment, secured a $1 million pledge for malaria relief in Tanzania. The moment made headlines, but the reality wasn't as perfect. only $250,000 was actually raised. Even as Hollywood's doors seemed to close, Sharon Stone never stopped fighting. In 2013, she was honored with the Peace Summit Award for her tireless HIV/AIDS advocacy.